welcome back.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm just going to perform a little gentle tucking while you introduce yourself.
Yes, that is
There
my.
we go. So cute.
What do they call it? Facing.
You're facing.
My
I was like, my facing was sticking out. Hi, I'm Ethan.
I'm Emily.
And that beautiful introduction is to our podcast, What the Flock.
Welcome.
Sometimes I wonder what the flock we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. It's a new year. We're the
is.
same people.
Yes.
I refuse to change this year, I've decided.
And
Unlike
I
last
did
year.
wake up about 20 minutes ago, so.
Oh, so this is going to be a lively, hopping thing. So I've been up for nearly 5 hours.
Oh my Lord.
I've gone to the gym. I've written an article. I've had a full, rich morning, Emily. So we're coming to you live from our wonderful shop, Get Flocked, here in Christchurch, New Zealand. We have a action-packed show for you today that is going to be both full of information and probably very quick, which I think is the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Condense it in.
Yeah, it's going to be a highly fibrous, if you will, very densely packed show. So if you do enjoy spending your time with us, and we love having you here, we always appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button and like this video. And please, 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 if you think other people that you know will be interested in what Emily and I talk about, as it's been pointed out before, mostly me, sorry everyone, you can please share this with other people in your life. A quick reminder that if you do love this and you want to see more of us, we are embarking on some fun new projects on our online space, The Flock Online, which is available at www.theflockonline.co.nz. And both Emily and I are going to be contributing videos this year. Emily has just pitched yesterday a very exciting new idea that I cannot wait to see. So without further ado, we're going to take a little break and we're going to come back with what we're working on, some knit-along updates, what? I know, you never expected it, and a little bit more about what's going on in the shop for the next month. We'll be right back. Whew, Emily, what you making?
I am making the Pressed Flowers cardigan.
Oh my God, look at you
I'm
go.
obsessed. And I'm heading back into Pinkland in my spin cycle.
Oh no, you must
I'm
be terribly
using,
upset.
Midsummer
Mm-hmm,
and Kiwiana Moss High Twist.
amazing.
And I really like it. I've discovered that I like mosaic knitting.
Perfect.
So yeah, I'll be doing more of that.
Yeah, I'm really excited by some of the things you've already mentioned that you might make this year. And I think everybody at home, you're gonna really wanna stay tuned for Emily's projects this year. She's come up with some clever ideas that even I approve of, which is a miracle on par with the virgin birth.
Yeah.
But that's not all you have on the go. But
No.
also, do you wanna tell people a little bit about what this is for?
Yes, so we're doing a knit along. So you can do anything from the Pressed Flowers range. There's a cardigan, a pullover, a hat, socks, cowl, shawl, probably something else.
Thong.
There's heaps.
Sorry,
and
Amy
it's really
Christoffers,
fun.
If you're watching.
Yes, so the designer is Amy Christoffers or
Savory Knitting.
And this is part one of the knit along, which started on the 1st of January, or you can do the Pink Fizz by Andrea Mowry. So I think like our Wednesday night knit group is kind of split down the middle, whether they're doing Pink Fizz or Pressed Flowers. And
Yeah, I know we've got BB on Pink Fizz.
yes,
and
Mary's on Pink
And Mary's
Fizz.
on Pink Fizz. Andrea is doing a Pressed Flowers.
Yes.
I think Christine is probably doing neither.
She's doing her adjacent knit
Yes,
along.
which is perfect.
Yeah, which is still mosaic, so that's fun. I'm excited to see that.
Oh, what's she making?
She's
That's
making
exciting.
Daisy by Natasha.
Oh, yeah, that is exciting. That is a very exciting pattern.
Yes, and I quite want to make that too, so I want to see Christine's.
Yeah, same. It has a very interesting construction.
Which
Great.
Christine is not doing. Or doing in a different order.
Well, I mean, to each their own, everybody. And this is exciting because this knit along is going to culminate in our Galentine's Day celebration.
Yes.
So we
I'm
have
already working on the decorations.
excellent. I have to talk to you about our outfits.
Okay.
We've decided, I kind of decided, and Emily has decided to go along with this, to make Valentine's Day, but specifically Galentine's Day, our big holiday here at Get Flocked. And it's perfect for us.
Yeah.
It's pink and joyful. It's summery, so I can wear a jumper and not feel like I'm dying.
I don't know what I'll wear.
A mini skirt and a crop top, depending on the temperature. We'll get somewhere with aircon. But we are going to have a little party on the 14th, which happens to be a Wednesday. And I might even release a new pattern to celebrate.
What?
Oh my God, I know, right? I'm actually plowing through the pattern writing and stuff. And so, but that's not the point. The point is you have from now until February 14th to finish your one of those 2 knit-alongs. I'm going to very low-key participate by either making the hat or the socks. And then I'm gonna borrow Emily's pressed flowers to talk about on a video, which is gonna be really exciting. And I might even get Emily on camera with me to do that pattern review. We might do some interviewing this year of Emily about some of her makes, which I'm very excited for. Now you have something else on the go.
I do.
That we could describe as cursed.
A little bit.
Okay.
I've undone it and redone it. I probably could have finished by now by the amount of actual knitting I've done.
Well, I mean, so it's really exciting because it's in our custom color, which we're from Hedgehog Fiber. Your custom color, specifically, Cotton Candy.
And I love the colour.
The color's gorgeous.
The lace, not so much. Not because it's hard, just because I keep messing it up and then having to try and undo it. And it's quite, I've figured out now how to undo it, but it's quite tricky because there's like yarn overs and you've passed this, you've slipped stitches over and what have you. But I'm onto the front, so I've done the back. It's all a bit tangled up, but I've done the back and then I've joined the front.
And I'm so sorry, can you just remind me?
Yes.
Is it the Cozy Posy?
No,
Chrome?
it's the Petal Party.
Oh God, I don't know why this is so hard. Were you knitting something called Cozy Posy at any point?
No.
I've just
It's
renamed.
the Cozy Raglan, maybe that's where
No, I've just fucking renamed the pattern, everyone. Sorry. I do this to people too, just for the record. If I can't remember someone's name, I just give them a new one.
I do really like it. It's just I'm trying to sort of not make mistakes with the lace, but
Totally.
so I've started counting after each time I do this because the lace is only in a little bit on each side.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to count after each row to make sure I haven't messed it up then, so that I can figure it out sooner.
Well,
but yeah, it's just because it's the lace is like in lines. You can really tell if you get it wrong, and it kind of messes you up quite a bit. So yeah, we're working on it.
amazing.
We might put it aside until press flowers is done because that's more fun.
That's
at the
fair.
moment.
That is fair. And do you have anything else on the go, or is it really just those 2 right now?
I still have my shawl, but I haven't done anything on that. But I did finish my moss stitch cowl.
So much got done.
So this is my crochet moss stitch cowl.
It is very cute.
I cast on,
I don't think I will be making one.
I think, the same number of stitches as your shift cowl.
Oh,
I think
super
I
cute.
looked at that and
Yeah.
maybe added a few. And then I just crocheted until I ran out of yarn, basically.
Yeah, and then just did a little
And
seam.
then did a seam at the back, yeah, because I was worried if I tried to do it in the round that it would mess up the like alignment of the moss stitch. So that's why I did it flat. But yeah, it's just little, cute little, and this was a hedgehog potluck
Great.
because I love the colour.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, that's me.
Look at us go. Well, I have this little brioche thing on the needles. So this is a new pattern from me. This is actually a pattern that I wrote 6 years ago that I've never released because the yarn I initially knitted in got discontinued literally within the week that I found all my testers, and the company that I was dealing with had said once I had all the testers to send them the list and they would send them out a link to purchase the yarn. I sent them the list and they came back and went, oh, you're doing it in that yarn? No, we've discontinued it. And that company is no longer owned by the people who are there, so it really doesn't matter. It was no one's fault. Just one of those weird circumstances of time where most of the time as a designer, you ask for yarn support, and that helps the yarn companies to know what you're going to be working in, so they know what they can tell you they can have at the timeline. But in this case, I bought the yarn and I knitted it out of my stash. And so that caused a little bit of a problem. So several years went by, a lot has happened in my life, and I've come back to this pattern now to redo it. So this jacket was originally called 3x3 because I originally knit it in 3 sets of colors, but I'm actually going to be releasing it as one solid color this time, well, 2 solid color because it's 2 color brioche. So it doesn't have a name yet. It's going to be getting a name based on my current naming system. And I think that this one might be called the Kilmore cardigan, if I'm remembering where I'm at correctly.
Yes.
So that's fun news. So say hello to everyone's new favorite brioche project, the Kilmore cardigan. And please don't Kilmore me when you make it. So I'm using 2 yarns. I have sneakily ordered some Ritzy Boucle, which is a 50% silk, I think, or 70% silk, or 30% silk. It doesn't matter. It's a silk merino blend, and I should have checked a tag before I left the house, but I didn't. And then I'm using this is from Yarn Floozy. And then I'm also using Yarn Floozy Sage, which is 30% silk and 70% merino, and I'm using that in pink grapefruit, and the Ritzy Boucle color is my current obsession, Gothic Boucle.
Can't believe you guys haven't bought it yet. We still have the mohair.
And the Machinist.
Yeah.
And
the
Savant. Yeah, look, they're making some questionable decisions. We're gonna have to email Katrine for more yarn.
Yeah.
Oh,
hi, you're back from holiday. Please have more yarn.
I have to admit, I'm having a big love affair with Katrine's yarn, and in a moment you'll see why. And I think a big part of it is, I spent, for by choice to a certain extent, but I spent 4.5 years knitting with 1 yarn basically. And now that the restrictor plate is off, it turns out that I like yarn. I don't know if I should admit this on camera. This is a very, very disturbing confession.
It's a good thing you don't own a yarn store, right?
Do I own a yarn shop? Is that what I do with my life? Oh boy. So yes, so obviously I'm wearing I'm wearing an Elton in Katrine's yarn in Sea Holly, which was my original color plan in my head, kind of loosely, was actually Sea Horse, which is the lighter complement in my mind to Sea Holly. She doesn't tend to name things by accident. But we didn't get any Sea Holly in this order, and I forgot to ask for some. My fault, just to be clear. I want to be very, very crisp and clear about this. Nothing that happened with, so this is the top of the brioche cardigan. So it's top down. I'm about 1/3 of the way into the increases, which is great. I've got some resting rows coming up, and then it blocks out really lusciously. So
is it kind of a balloony cardigan jacket thing?
Yes, it's so this design, and what I'm about to say is probably going to garner quite a bit of controversy, unfortunately, which is a big part of why I didn't release this in the first place. I actually designed this to be a single size. I never meant for there to be more than one size of this cardigan. The ratios that I've used are very specific. This is not to say that you as a knitter may not need to make some modifications to this cardigan for it to fit you in the intended way. But after quite a bit of trial and error, to be completely frank about knitting this garment, I decided, and as I am the designer, I made that choice to only make this in one size. The method of resizing this actually up and down, because it doesn't have a huge effect on row gauge, which is quite important, is to change the yarns that you use. So technically these are 2 fingering weight yarns, but the Ritzy Boucle can be knit at a bunch of different gauges. So these are 2 fingering weight yarns on a 3.75 millimeter needle, but you could use 2 strands of alpaca boucle for example, or 2 strands of a mohair, and a 4 millimeter needle and a sport weight yarn. And what you'll see in that garment is its depth will only increase by about 5 rows, so about that much of increase in depth, but you will have a significant increase in the stitch gauge. So you'll get a big improvement in the actual width, but the increases by doing it that way will be proportional. So while there is only one written size for this pattern, there are going to be several gauges that you can knit it at to adjust the size up or down, depending on what you want for your body. And that's how I've decided to do this. So this is a gauged garment, not a stitch count changing garment to change the size. Does that make sense as a concept?
Yeah.
It works really well on this. This is the second one I'm knitting. But it does mean that you have to swatch really carefully if you care about the amount of ease that you want. But honestly, I think its finished circumference with the fronts overlapping is 170 centimeters. So yes, and it's meant to be worn with the fronts open. So I intentionally made the one base size what I was hoping for somebody who had a larger bust and a larger body would be comfortable still. So I gauged to the top end, and it's a little bit like when I used to do theater, they used to give us this lighting direction, which is light for the people who are the most difficult to light and let the other people sort themselves out. So I made this for the largest possible size, with the fronts meant to be worn open, not overlapped, to be clear. And everybody else underneath of it, it'll just look nice and drapey on you. That's it.
Yeah.
That was the whole theory. So that's that. It's the world's longest winded explanation for a really basic cardigan. I'm also knitting a high street cardigan, but it's over there. And it's a chunk of sleeve like this big. It's not very exciting. But the most exciting thing is I finished a knit along on time, despite the fact that I did not set myself up for success with this whatsoever. This is my current favorite project because I just finished it and it's glorious. Oh, she's like a cat. We made the same joke at the same time. So this is You Rock by Suzanne Summers. I did this in Yarn Floozy Savant. The top color is pink grapefruit. Then we go into Ambrosia, then Eos, and we end with Gothic Bouquet. I'm gonna be taking some really good photos of this and putting them up. This is my second You Rock. I love them both equally, but I like this one more. Now, that's not a knock on the other one. The other one, I had very limited yarn choices to deal with, to make what I wanted, and I ended up going with Insomnia as the first color, which is quite purple. And while I love a lot of colors, and while I like purple, I don't love purple. Yeah, so the difference being, for me as the wearer, the color that I actually see the most is the one right next to my face. So in this one, I was aiming for something specifically, and I wore this jumper intentionally so that this went together really well. And I just think that this Gothic Bouquet, it has little bits of that sea holly color in it and little bits of the Eos color in it. So it just made this perfect transition. And I think that this is going to be part of a more sophisticated kind of going out to a nice event look. Not that my pastel wonderland can't be formal, just there's a certain expectation of formality, and I think that this meets with it better. And I wanted it to look like an old world brocaded fabric, if that makes sense. So I was thinking like, you know, Dior and Givenchy in the 50s and 60s was sort of the color aesthetic, and I think I got there.
Yeah.
I nailed it. If you want one to look like this, you can't have it, because we're sold out of Eos as usual, which is no one's fault. It's just, I think we can agree we all love Eos.
Yeah.
So it
just Yarn Floozy in general.
Yarn Floozy in general, yeah. Like, you have to strike fast. And, let's keep in mind, I own the yarn shop, and I didn't strike fast enough to get the colors I wanted. Like, oh, yikes, I'm the problem here. But I got them in the end, and we also do have them on Machinist. And I just thought I would bring it over, because if you're somebody who loves color but doesn't love bright color, Machinist might be the answer for you. The darker brown base gives all of Katrine's beautiful tonal dyeing just a great place to play. And so this is Pink Grapefruit, Ambrosia, Eos, and Gothic Bouquet. Oh, and we have a quick visitor. So we're gonna go say hi, but this is actually pretty much the end for us. There's not that much else to tell people this week. So the last thing to let you guys know is on the final Thursday of this month, on the 25th, I think it is, but I could be wrong, we're going to be running our first beginner knit group from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. So $25 fee to attend, and that includes the cost of your needles and the cable to get you started. We do recommend that you get yarn once you get here, but we don't want to tell you what to buy. We want you to make a good choice that you love. So if you have a beginner knitter in your life, or somebody you want to be a beginner knitter in your life, please send them along. And remember, to all of you at home who are watching, we do need more knitters, because the more knitters there are, the more things there are for you, and that makes it really exciting and fun. So if you want to jump in and help us out by recruiting new knitters, send them our way. Yeah. We're fun, and I promise I'm not going to be alone while I teach them. I've recruited supervisors. So, and just a reminder to our knit group friends, we are still soliciting people to come in and be mentors to our new knitters. So if you want to adopt a new knitter, this is a little bit of a big brother, big sister program, but run through a knit shop, that's a normal way to do it. Please come and hang out because we know that they would love to benefit from your experience and wisdom. Okay, was there anything else?
I don't think so.
I think we nailed it. If you need help for yarn for either of our knit-alongs, or if you wanted some details for our Galentine's Day celebration, we'll tell you the first thing as soon as you ask, and the second thing as soon as we know. So, apart from that, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you here next week once I find the app on my phone so I can turn this off.
Bye.
I think 20 minutes is a good start back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.